Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago. This is episode 27, can you believe, of 28. There's going to be one more this year. Don't worry ladies and gentlemen, this series ain't going nowhere though. In 2011, we'll be covering the year 2001. A very eventful year, I think you'll agree. Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about WCW Starcade 2000. It feels like forever since I've done a WCW review. The fact of the matter is, it is forever, because my last review, of course, was a Mayhem 2000 review, but I actually recorded that in September, so I haven't actually watched or talked about any WCW for quite some time. Let's talk about this one then, shall we? So Mayhem was in November, as I've just said. I gave it a 1 out of 10. It was a truly horrific show. Buyrate for this show was a 0.11. Now Mayhem scored a 0.12, so that's got to be disappointing for WCW, hasn't it? You know, the granddaddy of them all. Starcade's their big show of the year, and this year it pulled a 0.11. This is a quote from the Death of WCW book, which I've been reliably informed isn't the most reliable book ever, but this is a quote which says, "On the day that WrestleMania 17's tickets went on sale, they sold a ridiculous 48,395 tickets, alright? On the day that Starcade 2000's tickets went on sale, they sold, right, bearing in mind what I've just said, 48,395 tickets for WrestleMania, they sold 926 tickets. Oh, that must have hurt, mustn't it? So, anyway, like I say, Starcade, granddaddy more. This was the big show that they built to every year. Apparently, wouldn't know, didn't watch WCW. But yeah, Starcade was, well, I was going to say WCW's WrestleMania, but Starcade came first. So that's an interesting one. Anyway, so the opening contest was a ladder match. 3 count defeating Evan Karagious and Jamie Noble and the Young Dragons in a great ladder match. This was superb. It's on the ladder match DVD, so you might actually have seen one of the matches on this show. So, this is the same match as last month, which just got the ladder match stipulation. So there we go. So we go. Good thing that the match last month was the best match on the show, because it was. It really was. It got a 3 1/4 star rating from me. So Chavo Guerrero comes out and he does commentary. Now this match is an interesting one because it's 3 tag teams, yes, but they're fighting for a contract to face Chavo Guerrero the night after this show on Nitro for a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. So it's very confusing straight away, because you're like, right, they're a tag team, how are they going to win? This, as you can probably imagine as well, it's an absolute spot fest. So let's go through it, because there's a lot of them. So, anyway, so there we go. In a moment of absolute what the fuckness, the teams start out by tagging in and out. I don't understand how that works. In a ladder match, you don't. It's like a TLC match or anything like that. You don't need to tag. You just get on with it. It's tornado rules, just like. Anyway, so nice moonsault by Kaz. Karagious botches a suplex, right, and he puts Kaz right on his head onto a ladder. It's meant to land back first on the ladder. He lands head first on the ladder. That's nice, isn't it? Karagious and Noble argue, so Jung drop kicks them both. Sorry, Yang. I've put Jung for some reason, but I know that's Yang. Nice gutbuster by Yang, followed by corkscrew moonsault. Suicide dive by Helms is followed by 1 by Kaz. A splash by Avon and an assay moonsault by Moore. There to the outside. Spots are plenty. Oh, good, isn't it? Noble climbs the ladder, but gets pushed over to the outside, wiping everyone out. That was a really nice little moment. Yang makes a scaffold with various ladders. Evan ends up on it, right, and this is one of the best spots, I promise you, I've ever seen. I don't like Evan Karagious in any way yet, but this is nice, right? As Kaz, yeah, springboards off the ropes. Evan's on top of one of these ladders, yeah, and catches him in midair and fucking power slams him off the ladder. Beautiful moment. Absolutely love it. And the crowd go fucking mental for that. So, Shane follows that up by hitting a rocker dropper off the ladder to Karagious. That's a funny one. Helms and Noble fight on the scaffold. Helms with a neck breaker off the scaffold. When I say scaffold, basically it's a ladder, yeah, and there's another ladder held into the ropes. That's what I mean by scaffold. It's not an actual scaffold, I'm just saying. Sunset flip off the ladder by Noble on Helms and a neck breaker by Moore. And then Layla Meow, who came out with, I think she came out with the Young Dragons, though I forget. She pulls Evan off the ladder and whips him. Perfect flipping bomb by the Young Dragons is really nice. That's on Evan Bourne. They then use more ladders and create an even higher scaffold. This one's even bigger. 2 ladders, another ladder, at least 3 ladders to cross it to make this giant platform that you know something big's coming off. Tombstone by Noble. Don't worry, that's not off it. That'd just be stupid, wouldn't it? Noble and Kaz take big bumps off the scaffold. Moore hits an amazing Rana, and it really is, right? Because there's a guy, I can't remember who it is, on top of this scaffold thing, yeah, and basically Moore skins the cat with his legs up onto the ladder and Rana's the guy off it. It's amazing. It really is. And that enables the both members of 3 Count at the same time to get the contract, and that is your winner. There's a few botches in there that I haven't mentioned, but overall this match was absolutely stunning. Great way to open the show. Guarantee that there's going to be nothing on the show that even comes close to this one, by the way. So, you know, putting it on as the opener probably wasn't the best of things. Yeah, this should have been the main event, really. But, you know, take off the stupid stipulation, and yeah, you've got a great match. Next, we get a few promos in the back, including one from Lance Storm, where he's berating Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Jeff Jarrett finds Commissioner Sanders and says, we're meant to be having a street fight tonight, let's make it a bunkhouse match. Sanders says no, so he says, well, let's have a bunkhouse street fight. Sanders agrees. Brilliant. And we get to say that we get a very, very big treat as we get to see Kronik having a sauna together. That's not homoerotic in the slightest, is it? Oh, no. So, next context was Lance Storm defeating the Cat in a match. Storm got a pop because this show is in Washington DC. Yeah, Storm gets a pop by pointing out that Canada had taken 1 day to elect their leader, whereas America had taken 4 months. Hey, that's a fair point, isn't it? You know. So no sign of Duggan with Storm, so I'm guessing that he'll be interfering. Cat dances at the start, and I'm thinking to myself, yep, I paid for this show, because that's what I do when I'm watching these shows. I watch it as if I paid for it. So if there's something that bothers me, I can think to myself, I paid for this show. Anyway, bit of technical wrestling at the start, and Max gets more heat as the girls that have come up with the respective guys, they keep threatening to have a cat fight, and that is what's getting the pops, not the technical wizardry going on in the ring. That's an interesting one, isn't it? The heat dies as the girls get out of the ring. Like I say, low blow by the Cat is completely ignored by the referee. Elix Skipper, who come out with Lance Storm, attacks the Cat, and that's ignored by the referee as well. In WCW, it's official. This is drawing the line underneath it. There are no rules. You can do whatever the fuck you like. It is just a fact. Miss Jones, who would come out with the Cat, goes to kick Storm on the outside, but she KOs the referee instead. That means that we can finally have that long-awaited cat fight, and as you can probably imagine, the crowd absolutely love it. Missile dropkick by Storm, there's no referee. Miller fights back with kicks, and here comes Hacksaw! He whacks the Cat reluctantly, it must have, but he does, so Storm can lock on the Maple Leaf and get the win. Team Canada then beat on Duggan, so Miller makes the save, despite Duggan costing him the match. And yes, I agree, that makes no fucking sense. Oh, yes. So yeah, I gave it a 1.75 stars because I'm nice. It wasn't quite a 2-star match, but it was nothing special though. Really, Lance Storm, amazing wrestler. The people he was put with in WCW, crap. So he was never going to be anything decent in WCW, and that's a fact. Backstage, an ambulance arrives. There's meant to be an ambulance match tonight, and it's Mike Awesome who's driving it. Yay! Buff Bagwell, apparently he's the new backstage announcer dude, and he interviews someone. And Reno gets abused by the Natural Born Thrillers. Crowbar cuts a promo and then gets jumped by Terry Funk, which leads to Terry Funk defeating Crowbar to win the hardcore title in a poor match. Now, this was, I have to say before I go on, this was better than 99% of the hardcore matches that I've watched in 2000 in WCW. It still was tossed though, that needs to be pointed out as well. WCW had a series of qualifying matches leading up to this one, and Terry Funk wasn't involved in any of them. How Terry Funk became the #1 contender to the hardcore title, I have no idea. Just thought I'd point that out. So, various weapon shots backstage, including brawling in a truck, and Crowbar getting chucked out of said truck through a table, which is nice. Funk's head gets slumped into a on a door. Basically, opens the door, Funk's head, bang. So Funk gets pissed off, put Crowbar's head in there, and shuts the door on it 5 times in retaliation. I like that. That's good. A few chair shots, and they head to the ring. All the while, Funk's whacking Crowbar with what looks like an aeroplane's door, just every so often giving in this way. It might be a car door, a van door, a truck door, but it's a big ass metal door, is what we know for a fact, alright? Funk sets up a table, puts Crowbar on it, but Daphne pulls him off. Funk chases her, more chair shots, and a springboard splash puts Funk through said table, and then chair shots and a pile driver on that door get the win for Terry Funk. Nothing special though. It doesn't really do anything for me. What I will say is I probably would have given this one half a star, but it gets an extra half a star just because Terry Funk was really good in this match. Really good. Surprisingly good. Backstage, the team character get interviewed. Mean Gene makes me laugh by telling Major Guns that she can put her Canadian flag on his pole. That makes me laugh a great deal. Lex Luger arrives, empties his bag out and shows that he's got a pair of brass knucks. Oh, the subtlety, And then, next, this is a match which will blag your head, because it sure as fuck blagged mine, as Kronik defeated Vito and Reno in a crap match. The story of this one is that Reno and Vito are brothers, they'd split up, now they're back together, but someone's paying Kronik to fight these guys, to fight the two of them. Kronik come out and they basically get on the mic and they look at the girl, whoever she is, who's with them, I think her name is Marie, and say, yeah, we expect to be paid when this is finished. So all of a sudden the suspicion, who's paying Kronik, is on the girl. And you're like, ooh, this one could be interesting. So, we're expecting a swerve, shall we say. Anyway, Kronik owned Veto, including a nice underhook suplex by Adam Clark. Natural Born Thrillers come out. Hudson then wonders if it's them who have paid off Kronik. Ooh, the intrigue. Reno gets the hot tag, and yep, he hits a hatchet to the head on Vito and pins him. So Reno pays Kronik to beat himself up so that he could turn on Vito, and yet that one doesn't make any sense in my mind. I've given this one 1 star, I'm going to tell you why that is, because it's one of those storylines that makes no sense. It's just an angle, The match was unimportant, but the thing is that Kronik, I haven't talked about the match because of all that was going on, but yeah, Kronik were really good in this. It seemed like Kronik had brought their A game for this one. It's just a shame that they had such a shit match to work with, So backstage, the 3 count members were interesting. They still call themselves 3 count when there's 2 of them. But Shannon Moore and Shane Helms get attacked by Chavo Guerrero. Next, Mike Awesome. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, alert. 2 duds coming. As Mike Awesome, see, there hadn't been one up until this point. Sorry, getting overheated a little bit here. There hadn't been a dud up until this point. They've gone my show like half a show without a dud. Amazing. As Mike Awesome defeated Bam Bam Bigelow in a horrible ambulance match. Mike Awesome by this point is that 70s guy. First he was the fat chick Thriller, bear that in mind. Now he's that 70s guy. Awful. So we get some generic brawling and some weak chair shots leading to fighting next to the ambulance. Bam Bam Bigelow puts his fist through the back window of the ambulance, which is nice, I suppose. For the first time tonight, the crowd though, I've got a point, I should have pointed this out earlier. First time tonight, the crowd are utterly dead. The crowd at this point do not give a damn at all. And this is the first time in this show that had occurred. Interesting, isn't it? So, they brawled back to the ring, which makes no sense because the only way to win the match is to get your opponent into the ambulance. So they buy the ambulance and they brawl back to the ring. That makes no sense. And a boring chant comes up as they are brawling back to said ring. That's interesting, isn't it? A boring chant. Oh, yes, in the middle of a gimmick fucking match. Jesus Christ. Table is set up by Awesome. He takes a massive run up and then very predictably gets backdropped through said table. They end up brawling back to the ambulance, and they end up on top of the ambulance using the ambulance's lights as weapons. And then what do you know? Bam Bam Bigelow basically he falls backwards through the ambulance's roof, which is nice. May have been a good spot if the match had actually been if the match had any entertainment value whatsoever. But it didn't. So it was just like, oh, he's gone. Never mind. Ambulance will obviously be padded to hell, so it's only nothing. Good. Next. General Rection, that's Hugh Morris, you and me, Hugh G. Rection, defeated Shane Douglas via disqualification to retain the United States title. My God, he still got it. Can you believe that? This came about because General Rection accidentally hit Tori Wilson or something. Despite Shane Douglas cutting a promo before this match, I have no idea what's actually meant to be going on. So, anyway, crowd don't give a shit about this one. It goes back and forth. And then, in one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in wrestling, ever, I promise you, ever, right? Shane hits Reaction. I keep trying to call him Reaction. Maybe I just can't process Rection in my mind. Anyway, Shane Douglas hits Hugh G. Rection with 6 low blows, and the referee ignores them all. Now, you've got to answer me this one, yeah? Which is worse, yeah? The fact that the referee ignores 6 low blows that have happened to him, happened in front of him. Look, there they are. Low blow, low blow, low blow. Or, what's worse, yeah? That, or the fact that Rection completely no-sells all of them. All 6 low blows he no-sells. And one of these low blows is Shane Douglas taking a run-up and kicking him in the bollocks. No-sells it completely. He must have iron gonads. Ridiculous. And then, if that isn't bad enough, we go to a bear hug sequence where basically Rection's got a bear hug on, yeah, and Shane escapes from it. So he puts it on again, so Shane escapes from it. And he puts it on again! And you're like, I can't handle the bear hug! It's too exciting! God damn. Power driver by Shane, but it doesn't cover. Instead, yeah, this is genius. If I was a wrestler, this is the type of thing I'd do. I'd hit a pile driver. I wouldn't go for the cover. No. I'd rather put a chin lock on, because that's what Shane Douglas does in this one. Oh, yes. Finish comes when Chavo Guerrero comes out, because Shane Douglas had used a chain. Basically, Chavo Guerrero, who had just attacked 3 count, remember, backstage, yeah? He comes out and grasses Shane Douglas up for using the chain. Very heelish thing to do, isn't it? So basically Shane gets disqualified and that's your match. Disgusting. And it's a dud. It is a straight dud. We then get a Glacier promo, and this time, unlike at Mayhem, the commentators don't laugh all over it, which makes me smile. Buff Bagwell interviews DDP and Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash especially doesn't take it seriously in the slightest. Doesn't see the guys he's meant to be facing tonight as a threat in the slightest. So it's like, so why should I? It's obvious that they're going to win, then why should I care? Next, don't worry, there's only 4 more matches to go. Jeff Jarrett and the Harris brothers defeated the Filthy Animals in an okay bunkhouse street fight. This match was way better than it had any right to be. A 2-star match when you're expecting a dud. Oh goody, thinks Mark as this one starts. Yet another gimmick match with Jeff Jarrett in it. Like I mentioned before, this was meant to be a street fight, but it became a bunkhouse street fight. I don't know what that means. That's just putting 2 gimmicks on 1 match, isn't it? As if we haven't had enough gimmicks already tonight. Ambulance match and the ladder match. We're going to have a bunkhouse street fight as well. Yay. So, there's a popcorn machine in the ring. 20 quid, straight up 20 quid bet to anyone who, this is my thing. 20 quid says that Jeff Jarrett or one of the Harris brothers is going to get headfirst into said popcorn machine. There's something to watch out for. So, here we go. Lots of weapon shots and crap brawling at the start. Tigress, who come out with the Filthy Animals, does commentary and it's bad. Jeff Jarrett gets pushed into the popcorn machine. Oh yes, there's 20 quid in my pocket straight away. Damn right. Did I mention there's a bar set up in the ring? No, I probably should have. There's a wooden bar set up in the ring. Jeff Jarrett looks like he's going to try and do something with the bar, but instead he goes up top and he gets basically chokeslammed off the top rope through the bar. And the bar is made of balsa wood and disintegrates straight away, obviously. Loads of weapon shots, including a bulldog and a can, and a Arabian facebuster off the top with a sign by Ray, that's nice. Jeff Jarrett bombs Ray over the top rope into a dumpster. The ref then, bizarrely, decides to start enforcing the tags, which I don't get. It'd been tornado tag up until this point. Don't know why, I just don't. It doesn't make any sense. Big sidewalk slam by Ron Harris gets 2. Kidman plays the face in peril for a while until Conan gets the hot tag. He hits a truly awful X Factor on Jeff Jarrett, but then gets H-bombed. Ray escapes from the dumpster with a broom. He starts whacking everyone, then puts Jeff Jarrett on a table. He goes to spring. This is a nice spot, right? He goes to springboard. Jeff Jarrett. Like he's going to do a springboard leg drop, right? Jeff Jarrett's on the table. But instead, he springboards too far. Both the Harris brothers catch him and do a H-bomb through the table, which Jeff Jarrett just rolls out of in time. Yeah, that is a sick spot right there. It looks amazing. Radiant Bomb and a Kid Crusher by Kidman. He goes for a shooting star press, but one of the Harris brothers hits him with a hits him with a bottle. Hits him with a glass bottle, like bam. Stroke gets the win for Jeff Jarrett. Surprisingly entertaining, and it was a hell of a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting this one to be a dud, if I'm honest, because A, it's got Jeff Jarrett in a gimmicked environment, and B, it's got the Harris brothers in, but there was some seriously sick stuff in there. Some really nice weapon hits, some innovative. Like I said, the Arabian Facebuster was such a good move. Bear with me a second, drink milk, it's good for you. Down my throat. Next. Kevin Nash and DDP defeated Chuck Palumbo and Shawn Stasiak to win the WCW Tag Team titles in a not bad match, right? A 2-star match. These four, though, managed a 1-star match at Mayhem last month. And incidentally, while I'm talking about Mayhem, last month at Mayhem, Kevin Nash took 1 bump in the match. Would he take more than this? Would he take more than 1 bump in the rematch? Let's find out. So, but first, Ric Flair comes out to make his 1 appearance at Starcade. He's not in a match, he's just this. He comes out and basically says that I keep calling him Colonel Sanders. That's the KFC dude. Commissioner Sanders had come out with Palumbo and Stasiak, and Ric Flair says that if he steps 1 foot towards the ring, DDP and Kevin Nash will win the match. He then says 1 step towards the ring. He then says 1 foot in the ring. He manages to change his mind 3 times in the course of 1 promo. Nice one, Rick. So, just like last month, we get a "We Want Hall" chant at the start. Nash dominates from the bell, but then he takes a bump as Palumbo hits a clothesline. My God, can you believe it? DDP and Stasiak go at it, including Stasiak getting crotched on the ring post and a nice belly to belly. The heels, well, I assume they're heels, because the way that DDP and Nash are acting, they are acting like heels. But apparently Palumbo and Stasiak are the heels. Anyway, the heels beat up on DDP with quick tags until Paige hits a discus lariat and gets the hot tag to Nash. And I mean a hot tag. Why do I mean that? On 2 fronts, right? First things first, Kevin Nash absolutely cleans house. Sidewalk slams for everyone, big boots and all that. But secondly, because the crowd go mental. It's a proper hot tag. Weird. I know. Nash cleans house. Sanders attacks DDP, but of course it's on the outside, not in the ring. It's alright. So he has diamond cord anyway, which is all good. One for Stasiak as well. No, sorry. I'm getting confused now. Diamond cutter on the outside to Palumbo as Shawn Stasiak hits Kevin Nash with the belt. 2 bumps! Oh, yes, go Kevin. You fucking work machine. Your work rate is incredible. Out comes the Natural Born Thrillers. Sean O'Hare comes out. He goes up top. Like he's going to do a Sean Tom bomb, but he gets crotched, which is interesting. Nash pulls down the straps. Jackhammer for the win. The match was so much better than I was expecting, and a lot better than last month, so it's a 2-star match. Don't worry, friends. Don't worry, friends. Only 2 to go. Next, Goldberg defeated Lex Luger in a crap match. Now, these guys might have a -1-star match last month at Mayhem. This time, it's a dud match, so it is an improvement, even if it's not a very big one, So Goldberg owns at the start, including a nice power slam he controls until he runs into the ring post. He goes to spear and misses and runs into the ring post. Buff Bagwell. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting confused. It's a no disqualification match. Basically, the point of this one is that Goldberg's career is on the line. If Goldberg loses, he's fired. So, but it's no disqualification match. No disqualification match, so Lex Luger uses a chair. Buff Bagwell and Sergeant Dwayne Bruce come out. This is an interesting one. Dwayne Bruce, right? And if I think of Dwayne Bruce, I don't know if you all have ever seen it if you live in America, but there's a guy over here in England called Louis Theroux, and he does this TV show called Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends. And one time he went to America, this was in probably 2000, maybe in 99, and he did one about wrestling. and he went to the power plant, and Sergeant Dwayne Bruce treated wrestling like it's real and made Theroux do all these training routines and shit, to the point where Theroux threw up because it was so physical. And the way that Dwayne Bruce treated the business in full-on kayfabe was fucking obscene. Anyway, where are we? Dwayne Bruce come out. Goldberg back in control. Lex Goldberg goes for a spear. Lex puts the referee in front of him, which is nice. So Lex calmly, like I said, Goldberg doesn't do the spear. Lex calmly gets those brass knucks that we talked about earlier and whacks Dwayne Bruce with them. I don't have any problem with that at all, because as I've just established, I think Dwayne Bruce is a twat. And would say so to his face happily. And then Lex Luger calmly turns around with brass knucks, whack Goldberg. Only gets 2 though, which is annoying. Buff calls it. Buff then. God, my throat really hurts. I might be getting a cold. Buff then hits a blockbuster, but accidentally hits it on Goldberg. Accidentally, it's that sort of accidentally. Lex calls for the rack, but Goldberg counters. Neckbreaker, spear, jackhammer for the win. And it's simple as that. 7-minute match. Woohoo! And then, one of those things that makes no sense, once again, Buff Bagwell gets in the ring and nails Goldberg with a chair. Now, if he had done this in the match and Lex Luger would have won, Goldberg's career would have been over. But no, all you happy WCW fans, I'm sure, have now got Goldberg and Sarge versus Buff Bagwell and Lex Luger to look forward to. Yay! I'm so glad I'm not going to watch that, unless it's on the Sin. What happened at Sin? That's the next one I'm going to be reviewing in January. Oh, God. So, finally, we got into the main event, and it's a 1-star match as Scott Steiner defeats Sid Vicious in a crap match to retain the WC title. Not really much to say about this one. I've only got about a quarter of a page of notes, so we're almost done. We're almost home and dry. So, back and forth at the start, they do a test of strength, which Sid wins. He gets 2 off a leg drop and hits a big boot. Then, in one of those things, like I say, makes no sense, Steiner uses a chair. No disqualification, obviously, because it's WCW, where there are no rules. Hits a backbreaker as well. Belly to bellies, followed by a recliner. Heel miscommunication means that Midia, or however you say her name, she goes for a crossbody on Sid. Sid moves, so she takes out Scott, which is nice. Chokeslam gets 2, a Cobra clutch, and the ref gets bumped. Steiner uses a lead pipe. A second referee comes out and gets 2. Jeff Jarrett comes out. With a guitar, he goes to hit Sid, but accidentally hits Scott Steiner. That gets 2 as another referee comes out. Low blow counters the powerbomb. No disqualification for that, obviously. And the Steiner recliner gets the win. It's short, sharp, to the point, and crap. Simple one. I mean, who thought? Bear in mind that on Nitro, Ric Flair had made an announcement saying there was someone going to be, a mystery opponent was going to be facing off against Scott Steiner. And he was huge. He was a big name. The dirt sheets all went crazy and started thinking it was going to be like Rock or Austin or something stupid like that. Sid Vicious? Really? This is the best that they could do? Let me tell you about this show, right? It's an interesting one because there's some crap on it, but let me tell you something. It was better than I was expecting it to be on all sorts of levels. When I saw the card for this, I thought, straight up. Apart from, I thought the ladder match would be good. I thought the rest was going to be garbage. And there is some garbage on this. There's 3 dud matches, But let's be honest, let's be clear. There's no minus matches. That's a positive, isn't it? There's one match that's almost a 4-star match. If you'd given it 4 stars, I probably wouldn't have objected, But at the same time, there's nothing special. Apart from that ladder match, everything else is forgettable. And the booking's weird. The wrong people are winning. I mean, that main event was just bizarre. Because it was all set up. All the things that happened, like the ref bump and hitting the wrong people with the guitar and shit like that, that all said to me that Sid was going to win. And so for Steiner to retain with the recliner, that was just weird, very, very strange booking. That don't approve of Nash and DDP having the tag team belts either. Anyway, the good news is I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 10. The other good news is, of course, only 3 to go. Yay! Then no more WCW ever, apart from the fact that I'm going to be doing a 1997 review series in the year 2011. which means I'm going to have to do more WCW. Yay. I know there are people out there who were big WCW fans. I get a lot of heat from these people because I knock WCW so much. But the fact of the matter is that I just don't see anything good. Maybe in 1997, I've not seen any of the shows from 1997 apart from Starcade, yeah? Maybe the shows in 1997 were really good, but from the evidence I'm seeing so far, I'm not exactly going to be holding my breath about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got one more review to do this year, and that is it's Massacre on 34th Street from ECW. Expect that before the end of the year. I have been Mark P. I hope you've enjoyed this series as much as I've enjoyed making it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think down here, and I will see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.